Please don't go far, Alison. As we move to our next story, Iran's Revolutionary Guards have warned of more intense attacks against the United States and Israel as the conflict enters its fourth day. A spokesperson stated that the enemy should expect continuous punitive attacks, with a threat of escalating violence against both countries. The situation continues to unfold with heightened tensions in the region. This comes as US and Israel continue to strike Iran, with Israel also targeting Hezbollah in Lebanon. The strikes have resulted in the death of Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Khamenei and other senior officials from the Iranian regime. The Israeli military has also confirmed it carried out airstrikes on Iran's presidential office and the National Security Council building in Tehran. According to the Israeli Air Force, the strikes targeted facilities within the leadership compound of what it described as the Iranian terrorist regime. The military said numerous munitions were dropped during the operation, hitting key buildings, including the presidential office and the Supreme National Security Council. Let's listen in.
הלילה מטוסי חיל האוויר, בהכוונה מדויקת של אגף המודיעין, תקפו את מתחם ההנהגה האיראני בלב טהרן, המפקדה החשובה והמרכזית ביותר של המשטר. המתחם נפרס על פני רחובות רבים בלב טהרן. במהלך תקיפת המתחם, פגענו בלשכת הנשיאות, במתחם ההתכנסות של הפורום הבכיר ביותר של המשטר, ובתשתיות ההנהגה והפיקוד הנוספות. בנוסף, תקפנו את מתחם המועצה העליונה לביטחון לאומי, הגוף הרשמי האחראי על קבלת החלטות בסוגיות מדיניות ואסטרטגיות באיראן.
Joining us again live, we have Professor Rowan Gunaratne, who is an international affairs expert located in Singapore. Now, Rowan, how long can we see this war lasting as the days move on and the impacts have started moving wider? We're seeing perhaps a ripple effect, especially as some of the Gulf states have been threatening to join in military efforts. How long could we expect to see this war lasting, especially as not only has Ali Khamenei been taken out of the picture, several other about 40 members of IRGC leadership have been removed, but the war efforts are still ongoing. How long do you think we could expect to see this conflict last for?
Very much depends on the capabilities of the IRGC, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, the largest military security and intelligence organization in Iran. There are about 800,000 members of this group, and they also have about 2,500 to 3,000 missiles. So if we look at the capacity of the Iranian regime to fight this campaign, it is quite significant. But at the same time, the United States and Israel, now we are seeing that the French, the British, the Germans, and other countries are also joining in. So because the coalition that is fighting Iran is expanding, it is very likely that this war will last at least 2 weeks. I do not think that Iran can endure a campaign beyond 2 weeks. But during these 2 weeks, Iran will inflict very significant damage on the neighborhood, because they will use not only missiles, they also have other special weapons that they are likely to use. And that is why it is so important during this period for there to be a swift end to this war. My greatest fear is that Iran was manufacturing 12 nuclear bombs, and Iran was about to produce a functional nuclear weapon. So it was the right time that the United States and Israel responded to Iran, but it is so important that this war doesn't protract, and the US-Israeli offensive will enable the protesters to rise against the regime, but the regime remains still very strong. That's why I said at least it will take another 2 weeks.
Rowan, please don't go far as we move to our next story, where Iran's foreign ministry has issued a stern warning to European nations, urging them not to take part in US